You might be surprised to discover that reheating certain types of food can silently harm your health, especially as you age. It can impair digestion, heighten inflammation, and even influence your memory and balance without you noticing it. These dangers are supported by research in journals such as the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, which focus on how particular reheated foods affect seniors across time. At first glance, reheating leftovers might appear harmless, but some everyday foods, when reheated, lose nutrients or convert into substances that subtly stress your heart, blood sugar, or joints. Essential systems that maintain your strength and independence beyond 65. In this article, you'll uncover 3 foods seniors should avoid reheating and 3 that truly become healthier when warmed correctly. And remain with me until the end because I'll disclose one common food that appears safe but could be gradually harming your body with each second serving. Let's start with the foods you should reheat because when done properly, they can bolster your energy, your memory, and your mobility every day. Before we delve in, if you haven't subscribed yet, I suggest you press that button and activate the bell so you never miss another health tip crafted just for you. If you like this video, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 to inform me how I can create better content for you. 3 foods seniors should reheat to maximize senior health nutrients. 1. Oatmeal. A warm embrace for the gut and mind. For seniors stepping into the golden years of life, mornings frequently hold a quiet form of power, a chance to start again softly and intentionally. And few oatmeal foods capture that essence better than a bowl of warm oatmeal. But what many overlook is that reheating oatmeal, far from diminishing its value, can actually amplify its benefits, particularly for aging bodies that seek nourishment without strain. When oats are cooked and then cooled, a unique transformation happens. The starches start to alter structure, creating what's known as resistant starch, a kind of carbohydrate that withstands digestion in the small intestine. When reheated, these resistant starches stay intact and proceed to nourish the good bacteria in the gut, aiding in fortifying digestion, enhancing blood sugar control, and reducing inflammation across the body. This isn't merely science, it's profoundly practical for those over 65. As we grow older, digestion often slows and blood sugar levels grow more unstable. Reheated oatmeal provides a steady, low glycemic energy source that won't surge your sugar levels, but rather releases energy gradually and consistently, keeping you satiated longer and steadying mood and focus. But the advantages extend even further. Oatmeal includes beta-glucan, a soluble fiber recognized for supporting heart health by lowering LDL, the bad cholesterol. For seniors facing cardiovascular risks, this simple daily practice turns into a subtle act of prevention. And unlike many breakfast choices loaded with added sugars or saturated fats, oatmeal is naturally gentle, kind to the stomach, and infinitely adaptable. Adding a dash of cinnamon, a handful of chopped walnuts, or fresh blueberries not only enhances the flavor, but also infuses potent antioxidants, natural protections against cellular aging. The warmth of reheated oatmeal also delivers comfort in more emotional ways. It's familiar, simple to digest, and symbolically anchoring on cold mornings or when energy dips low. It's more than just food. It's a gentle gesture of self-respect, a nourishing cue that even modest rituals can form a healthier day and a healthier life. But here's something most don't ponder. While oatmeal fortifies from the inside out, not all warm meals provide such gifts. Some may seem like comfort, but can become quietly harmful when rewarmed, upsetting more than just digestion. They can impact your joints, nerves, and long-term vitality. So, what's the next top dish to reheat? One that safeguards your immune system and renews your bones with every spoonful. The answer might already be simmering in your fridge, ready to be revived into something profound and healing. If you're still watching and finding these insights useful, please comment number 1 below to show me you're with me. Now, let's proceed to point number vegetable soup 2. 2. Vegetable soup, a gentle medicine for the soul, immunity, and joints. In the serene moments of late afternoon, when the body starts to sense the weight of the years and the light softens through the windows, there is something deeply healing about a warm bowl of vegetable soup. It's not merely comfort food, it's ancestral wisdom served in a bowl. And for seniors, particularly those handling the intricacies of aging bodies, Reheating vegetable soup isn't just convenient. It's an act of reviving life-giving nutrients that grow in richness and potency over time. Unlike many processed meals, a homemade vegetable soup grows more nutritious the following day. Why? Because when robust vegetables like carrots, celery, onions, leafy greens, and sweet potatoes are slowly simmered and then allowed to rest, their cell walls start to break down, freeing minerals and plant compounds that weren't entirely accessible on initial cooking. Upon reheating, the broth turns into a concentrated source of antioxidants, phytonutrients, and hydration, a trio particularly essential for seniors. As the immune system naturally declines with age, the body grows more susceptible to inflammation, respiratory infections, and joint stiffness. But a well-reheated vegetable soup, especially one enhanced with garlic, turmeric, or parsley, serves as a calming defense. The warmth encourages circulation, gently opening blood vessels and easing cold extremities, while the anti-inflammatory compounds commence their subtle work of soothing the body from within. For those who face appetite challenges, a frequent concern in older adults, soup is an accessible, easily digested meal that doesn't overburden the senses. Its soft consistency and warmth nourish without requiring effort, assisting in sustaining strength, hydration, and nutrient intake, especially on days when eating seems like a task. There is also the emotional nourishment to contemplate. A pot of soup prepared with care and reheated with intent holds memories of past kitchens, of family assembled, of simpler times when food signified more than fuel. In every spoonful resides a return to something safe and familiar, a break from the busyness of the world to tend to oneself in the most fundamental way. And for those handling high blood pressure, arthritis, or poor digestion, soup provides a method to incorporate healing herbs and mineral-rich vegetables without harsh spices or heavy fats. It is a type of nourishment that aligns with the body's evolving needs: gentle, warm, forgiving. But what if we informed you that even the modest grain beside your soup bowl could be quietly fortifying your bones and steadying your heart, especially when it's warmed the proper way? The next food is one that too many seniors disregard, and yet, when reheated correctly, it may turn into your strongest ally in the battle against frailty. 3. Brown rice, a quiet foundation for longevity, heart health, and strength. There's a kind of wisdom in simple food: quiet, grounding, and steadfast. Among them, brown rice stands modestly, often overlooked, beside more vibrant dishes. Yet for seniors, this humble grain, when softly reheated, can provide something far more significant than flavor. It provides structure, stability, and slow-burning strength that bolsters every heartbeat, every step, and every instance of independence. Unlike white rice, brown rice keeps the bran and germ layers, natural reservoirs of fiber, B vitamins, magnesium, and selenium, nutrients that the aging body profoundly requires. When freshly cooked and then cooled, brown rice starts to form resistant starch akin to oatmeal. But the wonder lies in what occurs next. When you reheat it properly, either gently steamed or warmed with a dash of water, these complex carbohydrates grow gentle on digestion, releasing energy slowly without overburdening the pancreas or spiking blood sugar. For seniors dealing with type 2 diabetes, heart disease, or slow digestion, this is no minor detail. Reheated brown rice assists in sustaining steady energy through the day, averting the crashes and fatigue that so frequently rob joy from daily routines. It also nurtures the gut microbiome, nourishing beneficial bacteria that manage immunity, mood, and inflammation. Magnesium, often lacking in older adults, is plentiful in brown rice and holds a key role in nerve function, blood pressure regulation, and muscle relaxation. Especially vital at night when leg cramps and restlessness can disrupt sleep. Each warm serving of reheated rice turns into more than a meal. It becomes a means to soothe, stabilize, and strengthen the aging body from within. And then there is the emotional side of rice. It's linked to comfort, to family tables, to the aroma of something familiar. Warming leftover rice isn't merely about convenience. It's a return to a rhythm, a modest act of care that conveys to the body, you are still strong, you are still growing, you are still cared for. Best of all, brown rice adjusts easily to the senior kitchen. Blend it with soft vegetables, lentils, or a drizzle of olive oil for a nutrient-packed dish that's easy to chew, easy to digest, and profoundly satisfying. For those who face challenges with complex meal prep, it turns into a dependable, versatile staple, a foundation, both literal and symbolic, for healthy aging. But while brown rice constructs us up gradually and reliably, not every reheated food acts the same. In fact, some cherished dishes, when warmed a second time, can betray the very organs they once soothed. What if the next plate you microwave is silently operating against your heart, your nerves, and even your memory? What you're about to uncover may alter the way you see your leftovers forever. 3 foods seniors should never reheat. 1. Cooked mushrooms. The hidden danger beneath the cooked mushroom's surface. There's something nourishing and earthy about mushrooms, a food that links us to the soil, to nature, to something ancient and grounding. For many seniors, mushrooms seem like a healthy option, low in fat, rich in antioxidants, and kind to the stomach when freshly cooked. But concealed within their soft texture is a lesser-known truth. Reheating cooked mushrooms can silently transform a wholesome meal into a health risk, especially as the body grows more sensitive with age. Mushrooms abound in complex proteins and amino acids, substances that prove beneficial when fresh, but also fragile and readily changed by heat. When mushrooms are initially cooked, those proteins experience structural shifts that render them easier to digest. However, when they cool and are then reheated, those same proteins can denature a second time, turning into compounds that the body may no longer handle efficiently. For a younger individual, this might pass unnoticed. But for an older adult with weaker digestive enzymes and heightened gut sensitivity, it can result in discomfort, bloating, and even nausea. The true danger resides in what we often don't sense immediately. Improper storage or reheating at low temperatures can permit bacteria such as Clostridium botulinum or Listeria to quietly proliferate, especially in mushrooms sautéed in butter or oil and then left at room temperature too long. These bacteria don't always reveal themselves with dramatic symptoms right away, but the harm can start silently, upsetting the digestive tract or even impacting the nervous system in vulnerable seniors. The cost you bear for this seemingly minor error may not arrive with immediate pain or sickness, but it accumulates. It may emerge as unyielding fatigue, chronic indigestion, or an afternoon passed in discomfort instead of peace. It may even manifest as a diminished immune response at a stage in life when every ounce of strength counts. What's more, mushrooms forfeit much of their nutritional value upon reheating. The antioxidants that once bolstered your immune system deteriorate, providing little shield against the inflammation and oxidative stress that naturally rise with age. You're left with food that tastes familiar, but no longer benefits you the way it should. Reheating mushrooms may appear like a harmless routine, especially in a world that values convenience. But for seniors dedicated to safeguarding their health, memory, and mobility, it's a routine worth ending. Allow mushrooms to be a gift savored fresh at their peak, not a leftover that persists too long on the stove or in the microwave. But what about another typical kitchen favorite? Something colorful, crisp, and generally deemed harmless. What if one innocent vegetable could be inciting silent inflammation in your joints and eroding the very stability of your steps? The answer may astonish you. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please comment number 1 below to indicate eggs, you're with me. Now let's advance to point number 2. 2. Eggs. The silent transition from nourishment to harm. Eggs are frequently viewed as one of the most wholesome and complete foods we can consume. They symbolize balance, simplicity, and nourishment, a familiar element on the breakfast table of past generations. For seniors in particular, eggs provide high-quality protein and vital nutrients like choline and vitamin D, which prove essential for brain health and bone strength. But here resides a little-known truth. When eggs are reheated, their essence shifts, and not for the better. When cooked initially, eggs are digestible, safe, and profoundly nourishing. But once they cool and are stored, even overnight, their proteins start to alter in ways that aren't always kind to the aging digestive system. Reheating cooked eggs, particularly in a microwave or high-heat pan, prompts the proteins to harden and restructure once more, making them tougher to digest and more prone to cause bloating, indigestion, or discomfort in older adults. More worrisome is the creation of potentially damaging compounds. When eggs, especially those scrambled or fried with oils, are reheated, fats and cholesterol can oxidize, generating substances that add to inflammation and arterial harm. These aren't merely theoretical dangers, they're biological facts, especially for seniors already handling high cholesterol, high blood pressure, or heart disease. The cost you bear isn't always immediate. It might be a stomach that feels unsettled for the remainder of the day, a sluggishness that hinders your step, or a fog that obscures your thinking. Over time, the load grows cumulative. A weakened digestive system, low-grade inflammation, and escalating cholesterol, all stemming quietly from a well-intentioned habit of warming yesterday's eggs. It's a minor act that appears harmless, but for a body that has earned its right to gentleness, reheating eggs turns into an unnecessary burden. The nutrients once meant to safeguard your brain and fortify your muscles may instead operate against you if managed carelessly after. Cooking. There are safer approaches to enjoy eggs. Consume them fresh, prepared softly, and with attention. Boiled or poached, they deliver remarkable benefits when eaten immediately, but resist the temptation to preserve them for later. What seems like convenience can silently erode your vitality meal by meal. Still, eggs are not the sole comfort food with concealed consequences. There's one additional item, perhaps the most cherished in American kitchens, that bears an even larger risk when reheated. Soft, warm, and familiar. It may seem like a hug from the past, but behind its golden surface lies a metabolic snare that can weaken your legs, slow your heart, and cloud your mind. You'll want to grasp the truth before your next bite. 3. White potatoes. The comfort that quietly white potatoes betrays. For many older adults, white potatoes stir warm memories. Family dinners, weekend assemblies, holiday meals where mashed potatoes were offered. With love. They are familiar, soft, and deeply integrated into American tradition. But for seniors, particularly those striving to shield their heart, circulation, and balance, reheating white potatoes can convert a cherished comfort food into a silent threat. White potatoes, when freshly cooked, are already elevated on the glycemic index. This indicates they degrade quickly into sugars, triggering sharp rises in blood sugar. But when they are cooked, cooled, and then reheated, especially in butter, oil, or cream, their starch structure alters. Rather than aiding the body, this change can worsen insulin resistance and spark inflammatory responses that impact the blood vessels, nerves, and even the brain. What renders this more hazardous for seniors is that aging naturally lessens the body's sensitivity to blood sugar changes. Reheated potatoes can lead to post-meal fatigue, numbness in the feet and legs, and contribute to chronic inflammation, which has been connected to everything from joint stiffness to cognitive decline. Many seniors also reheat potato-based dishes in plastic containers, unaware that high heat can release harmful chemicals like bisphenol A, BPA, into the food, substances known to disrupt hormonal balance and heart health. The outcome? A once innocent plate of leftovers may be inflicting far more harm than good. The cost you bear is subtle but grave. You may feel more exhausted after lunch, not realizing your energy drop was triggered by your reheated potatoes. You might observe more stiffness in your knees or tingling in your feet and attribute it to aging without recognizing the true source on your plate. Over time, these minor daily instances accumulate: poor circulation, escalating blood pressure, diminished muscle control, and slower recovery after illness or injury. What's even more discouraging is that white potatoes provide very little protection in exchange. Unlike sweet potatoes or other vibrant root vegetables, they lack antioxidants that could mitigate their effects. They fill the stomach, yes, but they don't strengthen the body. They please the tongue, but quietly burden the systems seniors most need to safeguard. Warmth and tradition are beautiful elements, but as we age, we must learn to distinguish emotional comfort from nutritional safety. Choose thoughtfully. Let potatoes remain part of your past, not your present healing. And now, as we contemplate these quiet dangers lurking in our leftovers, a broader truth surfaces. Not everything in the fridge merits a second chance. So, how can seniors reclaim their meals, their energy, and their independence with wiser food choices? The answer starts not with fear, but with small, loving steps toward awareness. Every meal is a choice. Honor your health one bite at a time. As we advance in age, the decisions we make at the dinner table start to count. More than ever, reheating food may appear like a minor daily act, but for seniors, it can silently mold the course of our health, energy, and independence. Knowing which foods to steer clear of reheating and which ones can truly bolster your well-being when warmed correctly is more than nutritional guidance. It's a form of self-respect. The reality is that aging well doesn't stem from grand, dramatic shifts. It emerges from small, consistent choices, like how we handle our leftovers, how we respect our digestion, and how we safeguard the strength of our heart, brain, and legs with every meal. When you reheat the appropriate foods like warm oatmeal, nourishing soups, or brown rice, you're not merely filling your stomach. You're conveying to your body a message. I still care. I still choose life. And when you release habits that no longer benefit you, like reheating eggs, mushrooms, or white potatoes, you advance another step toward freedom. Freedom from discomfort, from fatigue, and from avoidable health obstacles that too often rob joy from the later years. The cost we pay for convenience can be subtle but enduring, but the reward for awareness is even larger. Improved digestion, firmer steps, clearer thinking, and perhaps most crucially, a sense of command over your own well-being, regardless of your age. So, as you open your fridge tomorrow, recall, not everything deserves a second chance on your plate. Select what nourishes, reheat with purpose, and honor this phase of life with the quiet strength that derives from wisdom, not impulse. Because ultimately, every warm meal is not just a comfort. It's a choice to safeguard your future one bite at a time. These lessons aim to motivate you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to ponder and share one thing you've learned and intend to apply in your own life. Let's encourage each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a great deal to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.